Shit, but as it stands, yeah, I'm from Texas, Texas City, Texas. So that's south of Houston.
How far is that from Texarkana?
Shit, ain't Texas? It's up top, ain't it?
I have
Texarkana.
no idea.
Shit, I don't even know. But for the most part, it's probably, I would say, shit, at least 4 or 5 hours or whatever.
What's going on right here? What's up with this truck?
This one is my work truck.
Doing what? What you doing?
So
You know how much they deal with some sunglasses be costing? Them sunglasses be costing them like 50 cents to get $1.
it's around. It's
You know, you paying like 50 cents and $1 for them sunglasses. They be smacking people in the head. But I know to get them for dirt cheap too. They're like online and shit. T-Mobile be having some flowers for like $2 or $3. I just think
yeah, the consistency of it all and the network they built, they're pretty good. They've
Yeah,
been around.
somebody walking in and be like, oh, get these glasses, 13, 14 bucks, 15 bucks. They pay 50 cents to $1 for them. And they got them in all the 7-Elevens, AM, PMs, all that shit. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. That's what you gotta reproduce. You know, it's the beginnings of that how you, in a sense, transmute envy into emulation.
No,
So
sure.
when I heard that, because it's like I'm no special nigga like that, but when I heard that, I was just like, hold on, that's something. And it's certain things that you hear that you just can't unhear. It's certain things you hear that you automatically use. That in the next conversation, the next aspiration of opportunity, you want to use that.
So
and you don't even try to retain it or go back to it. It just automatically happens to where you use that, you be that. And it's just everything in your heart from everything you come across, all it builds up aspirations to bring brand new fucking genetics and physiology, all that brand new shit. So like I continue to evolve every day in a and in a sense you can't hate because unfortunately you can't discriminate who you learn from. And to me, I understood like in different ways and shit I recorded unrelated to different feelings and different other shits and understandings. All of this shit is bullshit until it's not bullshit, until it's needed.
Right.
I was like, how do all this shit was stupid until it wasn't. Until it was like something that was relative, something that was beneficial to what I was thinking or using it. And you can never determine that beforehand. You just gotta act like a hoe if you choose to and be like, no, I don't want to hear this. No, I can't hear it. Or in a sense, have that perspective. When I came across a book, Pimp, Story of My Life by Iceberg Slim, that was 11 hours long. I listened to that book 4 times in a row before I went to the next book. And that was while I was at work. So that's 44 hours of acquisition. I can't, like, in a sense, that's my repetitive. In a sense, that's my crackheadedness of it. I gotta understand it. I don't know why it's certain, and it's only with certain things. The most, 150 times or more, but definitely at a minimum of within 3 months, about 45 days or so, it felt like a little more or less. I had money. I had a whole lot more opportunity. And when I came across this book, I remember, in a certain reflection of the first 45 days, in a sense, I was listening to The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. That book was supposedly from 1933, around that time period. And, when you really reflect of it, like I did months later after I did everything I was doing, I was like, they got to be talking about niggas. Like, because he was like, okay, for one, in 1933, and I'm just talking shit, but in 1933, ain't that when the niggas got free? I think so. So right around that time, in a sense, it was starting to evolve and they was getting more opportunity. So I was just like, dang. But then irrelevant to that possibility, I heard it was over 150 times 3 months later. I'm just like, did he just say nigga? Because he was like, you're a forward nigga. And that was right when he was trying to like, hey, if you give me some information, I'll fix your shit. I'll work my ass off if you give me some information. And he ain't never encountered that before. So he was like, you're a forward nigga. And I was like, did he just say nigga? And I was like, no, maybe I'm just thinking that. So I just kept listening to the book and going on with my life. And then there was another piece in that book, he was like, he said, and let not yourself get niggardly. And I was like, come on, he got to be saying nigga. Nigga, but still, niggardly. Come on, nigga, you shit, you ain't never heard a nigga say niggardly in his whole life. There's certain shit that niggas just don't say. Right. So I'm just saying, who they fucking talking about? And or so many ways to think. So I was just like, just living and shit. And then all the way at the end, like it's a lot of things that you're gonna start and you can easily not finish. So That book is only 4 hours and 53 minutes long.
Okay.
Just the playback speed. The first 2 years I ever started hearing books, it was at normal speed. I didn't even know there was an option to adjust the playback speed. It took me 2 days to finish a 16-hour book. The first, when I was listening at work, it took me the first 2 days. And I didn't even understand what the fuck was going on. I had to hear that book again and again. And I don't know why I kept doing it, but I was just a crackhead to it. I loved the story and just wanted to hear it. And just, it was just something about it. I just had to keep going.
Right. So let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm. And it's still a whole long story. Keep going, man.
And the reason I'm asking is because I see you call it reading books and listening to books, all
Mhm.
books, whatever. What about your partner, my best friend? Say, hey, you probably
Oh,
player,
shit.
you fuck
That's
with
what I can do. Oh, man. Hold on, player. I got microphones for us. Come up here, fucking.
He ever told you?
Say again?
He ever told you I was a comedian?
Mm-mm.
No, I'm a national comedian. So certain stuff I can't even.
I zoomed it in, so all they see is your knee.
Okay.
You'll see it when we finish up. If it's all shit, then we just waste time and talk, and you'll
Right.
shit too easy.
So my partner say, man, I know you do comedy, fuck with jewelry, different stuff you do,
Well,
get
put
money.
the piece.
Oh, you want
Yeah,
to
it's
put it
on.
in?
So that way they can
So-
hear you, even if you talk a little slower or whatever.
So he say, man, I can tell you how you're gonna get rich as soon as it's finished. I said, what? He said, write your book. If I didn't know you, I would think if you told me different shit that happened in your life or what you do or this, that, and other, I would think you was lying. But since I know you and been knowing you all these years and seen this shit, he say, man, your book would be the #1 seller. He said, I would be the first one to buy it because I know it's the motherfucking truth. All the shit I've gone through, the shit I've done, I mean, everything, you'll be like, that's a cold story from being 3 years old all the way up to now. My life has been unbelievable, player. You feel me? And I've been thinking about writing that book.
Shit, you
Because
gotta
I say
capture.
that to say, I was going to ask you, reading somebody's book, what is that doing for you? Like,
Oh
how
man,
does that?
for one,
Is it? I mean, because basically all it can really be is
yeah,
inspiration. But why
yeah.
are you
Fuck
not?
no.
But
Okay, keep going. Let me keep
and I'm
here.
saying that to say
Yeah, let me hear it.
certain things about. I'm talking about like now, if you reading a book that's or listen to a book that's telling you how to go put a business together or a plan or something you're trying to do. So like you say, okay, I'm trying to open up a barbershop. Okay, so this is what you need to do with the barbershop, open up a barbershop, do this, do that, do that. So if you listen to something like that, because that's something you're about to do, that's different. But as far as just listening to a book and have somebody telling you their life story or what they going through or whatever, are those the kind of books you listen to?
Oh,
Okay, like Iceberg Slim, The Pimp.
okay. The one thing that happens in life is that you keep living until
Mhm.
you go.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot, kind of let me go on this train because I'm kind of like I'm wrapping books right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you keep going until you can't. And for the most part, this ain't a thing that just stops. Like the only way you won't get to 5 years of hearing books is if you die in 4 years.
Okay.
So the thing about it, this is going on till you never end.
Okay.
It's all about your pre-choices. The fact that I heard that story, nigga, and this is a whole piece that we kind of interrupted, but it all goes together, and I'll flip around and hopefully contain it all. But you said, inspiration, they can only inspire you. Okay, in a sense, all books are movies. They set the scene and the characters start talking. So, for one, I'm not doing this for that. That's for one. So when you don't do this for that, you don't expect this or that. You don't even see this or that. It's like you literally blind to certain shit. Just like in a sense, your whole life,
Mm-hmm.
you've been probably saying that I need to listen to some shit before I need to hear some shit. No, you need to hear some shit before you listen to some shit. I sat back and heard a lot of books, irrelevant if they're alive or not, irrelevant if the people were authors and it was the physical person, as in podcasts, and now everybody else, it's the author and they think that's the shit compared to books. It ain't no fucking comparison. So the books, it's so many facets of it. It's so many parallels to it. One thing I was going to tell you in reference to if have you ever been locked up in the prison type shit.
Mm-hmm.
All of those books, if they took them away from you, what would y'all do? You'll probably riot type shit, right? You could easily say that and it not be necessarily be true, but it could probably be true. And it's an easy feat.
And it can probably be true because, like you say, certain books you read tell you how to move around in life and act in life and do this, that, and the third. And if you're in a penitentiary, it's going to change your mindset, and take it off the negative shit that you probably was thinking or this, that, and other because you're locked up. But you want to make a better sense of where you at as far as being there and making it better for yourself, because this is where you got to be.
Yeah.
So let me change my mind and my thoughts to be a different person. Okay, and hopefully this person do the same, and
it really don't harm you. And it's the beginning of you understanding what you put in yourself helps put out a better, and then that help everybody around you, and then you see everybody around you uniquely reacting to what you know you acquired and what you chose to do with your life and all that shit. That's what I started to see. Like, nigga, I've been living in a van which is smaller roof than that. It's about 52 inches for a height clearance type shit. I've been living in there for the last 7 years. And I bought it in 2017. I finally got out last year, whatever, with business. And in a sense, it was immobile for the last 2 years of being in there, just period. So I'm paying now the back end of $3,200 or $3,800 to finish paying that shit off. So that's about to be back in my possession. And then I got a van or whatever. So in a sense to say, and I bought that to start at $1,200. I haven't fixed no repairs on that shit the whole.
And just think all the money you saved in the last 7 years from not having to pay for a motherfucking house and this, that, and the other. Be like, if I need to do this and do that, and entertain, I go get a room.
It started.
You know what I'm saying? But I just saved a whole bunch of money that's going to compel me to do something else with. Later on in life.
One of my best partners up there in Seattle, he was always hooking me up and letting me sleep on the couch every now and again. And it was all for business because I was getting off of work and whatever else. And it was just, simple shit. But as soon as that accidentally fell through at the wrong time, I was like, bro, I can't be doing this no more. I got to do something different. And in a sense, I remember telling him, I got to buy a van. And then he was like, in a sense, what the fuck are you going to do that for? But I was like, bro, so I can do this, he was like, well, if it's smart, it's smart. And then, so from going from now,
kids, you by yourself.
Yeah, so from going from now, like, it's easy to, if you get tired, you lay down on the ground instead of stand up to go to sleep. That's easier, right? To lay down on the ground instead of stand up. It's easier to sleep in the car than lay down on the ground. It's easier to lay in the bed than sleep in the car, or lay full in the van than sleep in the car.
Right.
I just realized and leveled up, and all on an intermittent, like super thin line of luck in just the right circumstances. Just I can't make it make sense how quickly this shit came. And I know it ain't a one-off. It's all your decision to accept. So you just gotta wait for the right thing. Hopefully, by what you acquire beforehand can bring it all in. Every 7 days, every 24 hours or 7 days, everything I want is going to come to me within 24 hours or 7 days. That's a piece type of thing that I made for myself. And it literally, a lot of this shit just popped right up. It's called The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. When I just heard those words, nigga, I'm a nigga. I don't give a fuck about these books. I'm not going to change. I can't make it make sense. I don't give a fuck. I was just hearing, and then the major difference. When you was locked up, anything was locked up, or anything was reframed, I call it the king effect. Stop. You didn't see those kings fanning themselves, did you? All you seen was a nigga fanning them.
Right.
So I turned books to electric, and I made them read to me. If you never had your dad around you from fucking your birth all the way up to 28, and 28, in my opinion, is when your fucking frontal lobe or whichever lobe solidifies, and since you be grown, you grown. So I had a few years before that happened when I figured out that. But overall, man,
So you saying audiobooks is the way to go?
that it was just a whole lot of choices.
Right.
Yes, sir,
All
brother.
right.
1 month in the September, instead of getting 2 nigga books a month, I ended up realizing I got 30 nigga books in 1 month. And I completely changed my life. Reason why I call them nigga books is because that's what I called them. Reason I call myself a nigga, because that's what I called them. That's popping out the womb. It's certain shit that you aspire to, certain shit you got affinity to, an aversion to, aka you don't like it,
Mhm.
an affinity to, aka you love it or something. I don't know what the fuck, you know. But still, it's like it's just certain things that held you back in the past, and now you can include it into your past. You can transmute envy into emulation. Like I envy the poor. I can't make it make like look at all the people that get to wear these clothes. Look at all the people that get to say this. Look, you know, they get to feel this way. They get to drive this car. Nigga, now you doing it. Like you wanted to be a comedian. Now you doing it. Nigga, every 6 years I had a goal. My last 6 years it was to be a comedian. I was gonna have my 1 hour special in January. Instead of in lieu of that, I started talking to people. And now I went from 23 subscribers on my YouTube to 528. And overall, the beginning of that 13 months prior was like, nigga, do you really only, in a sense, no, are you a hoe for only having 23 subscribers on your YouTube, but you gave 2,600 rides in 1.3 years?
Right.
So to me, those are hoe numbers. And I talk to myself just making jokes and shit. I don't want to be a hoe no more. So I switched up what I was doing.
No.
I switched up what I was doing. And I started talking to people more.
So tell me this: do you want to do comedy?
That's the only reason why I'm always talking.
Okay. So have you ever got on stage?
Not yet.
Okay. What you scared of?
Shit. Shit. I just gotta organize my piece. But overall, I think it could be easy, depending on what it is.
How you saying organize your piece? How long it's been taking you to organize your piece?
I like it to come more naturally, but overall, just the whole literature of everything, that is literally everything that I experienced in back and forth and really
How long is
shaking
it
with
taking
it.
you to situate your piece that you're talking about to get on stage? How long is it thought of me situating my piece? How long has it been taking you to situate your piece?
Shit, probably like 2 years.
2 years.
But
Okay.
but in lieu of that, I transmuted envy into emulation and I created my stage. I
Okay.
started to continue each person is
Okay.
in piece of a whole, that whole
Now,
2,000 or
I hear.
2,000 audience
Okay.
stage that I broke down into each individual person.
Okay.
Because in a sense, what we're talking about, it serves individualized to the person.
Mhm.
So that in a sense helped me protect my evolution and protect my intellectual property, because it wasn't so much given to the whole everything. And then in a sense, when I first the 2,600 rides, I screenshotted a lot. I got all that. I had over 6 or 7 comments. He's a good guy and perfect rides and all this shit. And I was just like, that was mainly acquiring what was already out there.
Okay.
You know,
Now,
the richest man, it was already solidified. But soon as I started
so
building my own repertoire with the people, I got less of that. In a sense, more, in a sense, I'll say it, don't debate the facts. Acquire the
right.
facts and use them to save your life.
Right.
So I got more debate in a certain sense.
Right. So now
So
you
I'm
want
just,
to be a comedian. I'm saying this coming from a
yeah,
comedian standpoint. I've been doing it 27 years. So you need 3 funny first. You need 5 funny second, 12 minutes and 12 minutes. You need 3 minutes of funny first, 5 minutes of funny, 15 minutes of funny, 30 minutes of funny, hour funny. Okay, those are steps. In order to get to 3 minutes of funny, you have to do 3 minutes on stage. Not compiling, okay, I'm trying to get all my stuff together, this, that, and the other. Oh, I got an hour worth of shit. It don't go like that, like at all. You got to get 3 minutes of funny first and then take it from there. You understand? You got to get on that stage, dog. You can't keep talking about I'm putting my stuff together and this, that, and the other, and that. No, it don't. It's not that damn easy at all.
that's why I already know I ain't finna do right now.
You would get on stage and forget every damn thing you think you want to say.
But that's like all of that assessed is the reason why I'm not on stage. The reason why I keep so passionately talking to people and trying to develop and
I
trying to
feel what you're
push it
saying.
because I don't know how else to do it. I've gotten so
But
far.
you got to do it on
So,
that stage, though.
but I
That's the
hear it. I
learning.
hear you. I hear you.
I'm telling you some
I
real
hear you.
talk, dog. As a comedian, I've been doing
Just
27
period.
years.
Yeah,
I've been on
because
tour with
overall,
Mike
like, you got to
and
get in the
all this
fucking
shit.
water.
You got to get in the water, dog.
Period.
You can't keep. You're gonna get older and older and keep saying
Yeah.
the same shit. Well, I'm trying to get me 2 hours, and then I'm trying to give me a 1 hour special. And no, you trying to hit the 1 hour special. It's not that easy. You trying to go.
And that's
It
just
ain't nothing wrong with shooting
yeah.
for the stars, but there's levels to it. There's
But hear this one.
There's a pecking order. You feel what I'm saying?
It was about from 23 to 528 subscribers on my YouTube channel. From there, I ended up which way am I going with this story? Damn, I lost my train.
See, man, the method to the madness is getting on that stage, eating it, if you eat it, or getting on there being funny. Because you got to see first from the stage standpoint, from the people standpoint. I ain't talking about sitting down talking to nobody. I ain't talking sitting down talking to 8 people or 6 people. No, I'm talking getting on that goddamn stage with that microphone in your hand, you by yourself, and getting up there being funny. If you got 3 minutes of funny, if you feel you can talk and do something for 3 minutes, 3 minutes might seem long, but it's really not. It can be, but it cannot be. You can get 3 minutes and get off, and they can love you. And you're like, oh, I did it. And if they don't love you, you can be like, oh, I did it. I know I got to get better. Okay, what did I say wrong? What did I do wrong? Oh, okay, I didn't say that like this. I need to say it like that, or not say it at all because that shit ain't funny, or recreate it. The stage is where you going to know your business at, dog. It ain't nowhere else. It ain't talking to your homies. It ain't none of that. It's getting on that damn stage, bro. For real. You got to get up there and throw your hat in the motherfucking field.
What I was doing from the 28 subscribers, 23 subscribers to 528. Every time I gave somebody an airport ride, and almost any time that I could, I would hit my record button. So it was 23 to 528. That's about 500 subscribers.
Okay.
I have over 800 instances where I press on a record button on my microphone that's filled up in my car. Like I got these many little recorders. They're all filled up. And it's filled up to such a specialty in my mind that I don't have the mental clarity to go all through it, because then I got to hear everything, and it's just so overwhelming to me, and it's so specialized that I'm just saving it for a special purpose. But I got over 800 recordings that I got to go through, and I know at the least of probably 10 are perfect 1 hour specials of me talking to somebody, and that's what I equated it as. I don't care to have a 1 hour special. I just care to have the competency to be able to talk, to give somebody, and in a sense create something of value. It was a guy, Dr. Delbert Blair, I believe, and or Bobby Hemmett. He said, if somebody ain't talking for 6 hours, then they ain't saying nothing. And I'm more so listen to, my longest book. The reason why I downloaded Audible was a book called The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. It's a 28-hour long book. That book helped me understand myself, which made me instantly understand everybody else. So it made me have the feeling that, irrelevant of how it affects you, I know what I could recommend to you.
Right.
So I started to do my thing. And then it was in the same Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. It was a piece that said, don't discriminate from people in a sense, transmute envy into emulation. And, it was just these subtle things that I picked up that just instantly did something. It was a piece in there that I instantly started saying to myself, and I'm finna kill these hoes. And by that mean, I'm finna say all the perfect shit that I know is good for you. And just because it's coming from me, you gonna ignore it and start to hate on me for whatever your disposition, and you finna die, ho. And so I ain't gotta say nothing but just love, nigga, AKA, love is the sweetest con. If I show love to you and spend my time is the most valuable piece that we have. If I spend my time with you and say good shit that I believe is good for you, it may be good for me. All my tips and everything started increasing. I started to think, and I equated it like this. How in the fuck can I be a hoe? In a sense, women, they seem to get tips and everything real quick and easy and all this other shit. And it's just, that's the position to be in, to get your tips. But I was like, how can men be getting that result? And I started to get the result in this sense of the ability to get the result. Here's its fucking tip line. Is it increasing or not? You know, out of 30, out of 90 rides, are you 1 out of 3 getting tipped or 1 out of 5 type shit, you know, or whatever. So my tips increased. So I just started talking shit on it. I started, you know, making the explanation, testing it out, seeing what it makes sense. You know, just subtly doing it. I rap books. I'm not on the stage for that. I'm Bobby Hemmett. I'm Dr. Delbert Blair. I'm Dick Gregory. If it wasn't for Dick Gregory hearing his shit, how he talked on Pandora, because at first it was listening to rap music at work, and then I got boring after about 3 months, and then it went to comedy, and then I started picking a comedy station from the people's voice. So then I'm hearing all of this brand new shit that I never heard, and it's just so entertaining, and it's getting me through work. And then that kind of got bored, or I came across something that was more, aka Dick Gregory. When you hear the comedy plus the information, it's do something different. So in a sense, I gotta rap books. I gotta create my own lane because it ain't right there. I ain't trying to make you fucking laugh. I'm trying to make you realize. I'm trying to make you aspire and inspire to do whatever you want to do with the ability from the words. All I did was make choices on what to listen to. And some of those, you know, nobody really gave me nothing in the sense of you have to do this and none of that shit. The only start of it was when an ex-girlfriend from 2012 sent me a seminar from her uncle sent to her, how to have the best life ever and or how to have the best year ever, from Jim Rohn, Rohn. When I heard that seminar, and there was thousands of white people in the fucking audience, I was like, damn, I'm finna sit over there, and I'm working. You know, I'm just like, shit, you know you can't go there, but you finna go there. So I acquired them words. And 4 years later, and 4 years later, I realized I didn't do shit. I didn't listen. I'm still in these situations, and just, you know what you heard verbatim that you didn't do verbatim. And that, right now, you're not listening to anything I'm saying, but you're sitting here hearing everything. When you can take what you hear and benefit off of it, it evolves and equates into listening. That's what I believe. That's what I said to a lot of people. That's what I haven't got no rebuttal on the sense of it. And I'm just waiting for some sense of it to, you know, make more sense.
If it can help somebody, they were listening. You know what I'm saying?
Because in a sense, you see how it all wraps around? Like, I really give them a choice to just hear me out. I'm not speaking to you for you. I'm speaking to you for me. I'm not speaking to you for you. I'm speaking to you for the next people sitting in the seat. And I really don't care what you do with information. I just care if I give myself a chance to hear the information. As I evolve and become me and be like the people that I seen and heard, and there was a quote, I've been through a lot in my life, some of which has actually happened to me. When I came across that quote, I could understand what it means, and I just kept trying to understand what it means. There's certain things that you might as well make sense of. You already acquired it. You can't unacquire it. Now you got to seemingly
pour ketchup back in the bottle.
Now you got to seemingly waste your time
because
you already heard it. You know,
can't unring the bell.
No, I'm turning all this shit into magic like a motherfucker.
Right.
So why does it care if you laugh? You know what I'm saying? I created something brand new in my mind that I don't have to appease to everybody. Because if I start to do that, then I'm chasing all this other shit. And it ain't the core of, in a sense, just trying to help one person. And in a sense, helping the masses. Because how can I really talk, even when you hear it, and it's not about inspiring you. I don't give a fuck about inspiring you. You do that yourself with your own goals. Yo, nigga, you heard my circumstance with my sister and shit. You know, that's my goal. Ain't got shit to do with inspire other people to make my money and not to speak about it, or make my money and speak about it. It don't matter if they make a book about it or none of that shit. These are helping you. And it's like I told them, at the beginning of hearing that first 45 days of that same book, The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason, I told this white boy, it was a day of getting a brand new job. And, you know, it was just very stressful. And so I tried to reflect on what I really didn't listen to, what I really, like, what are you leaving on the table? What are you not changing? You know, in a sense, I'm locked up. I'm in the van. I'm in this fucking small cell. It's like, man, you ain't got to be in jail to be doing time. So I'm locked up. And then I hear that I haven't listened to How to Have the Best Life Ever by Jim Rohn. So when I get the first day of the new job at a vending machine company in Tequila, I ended up turning it on, hearing it the first day of work. I heard him recommend a book. And he already dead. So understand what I wrap back around to. I heard him recommend a book because he got recommended a book from his mentor at the time, Earl Schoen. He was around him for about 6 years before Earl passed away. So it was a book called The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. So when I decided to hear that book while I was at work, aka read the book, you have the choice of somebody reading to me. What's the difference? To me, my whole life has changed when I stopped reading fucking books. When I stopped even worrying about it. When I created something new. All books and movies, they set the scene and the characters start talking. All books, if you adjust the playback speed, turn into rap music. Because what's the difference? Rap music is an increase in playback speed. That's it. You gotta find the common denominators in your sense in the way you choose to fucking transmute it to you all your different fucking goals and shit. It don't matter what the fuck it is. It don't matter if it's dirty out here if you keep keeping it dirty.
Right.
So I had to add to the pot to make something new and bring something new out of it.
Right.
And just had a whole different possibility. All the stuff that I came across allowed me to say and think and do the right things on a subtlety to be in this position. To literally months before and then months later be in a position to have my last $300 on my credit card that I withdrew to give to him. Just to have my part in the barbershop. In the sense of it, whatever that means. It ain't no guarantee of the future. The future, everything I'm saying right now is not a guarantee, it's a possibility. I heard from The Richest Man in Babylon, it will be smarter to fucking put your money down on a possibility than just to let it pass you up and regret. And then just like they say, it's better to have a little regret than it's better to have a little caution than a great regret. So that's how I gotta operate. Everybody told me, no, don't do it. Everybody told me, just like I told you, my dad, he was backing behind it.
So you saying don't do what?
And so don't give no money. It was instance. Before I gave Rob this money or just do simple shit on business, my pops came to me because I was working at Brink Security. Working long hours, over 60 hours a week, making about $1,100 or more a week.
Okay.
So I had a little money saved up. He wanted to buy a car or a truck or whatever for his business or just to operate and get around. I gave him $200. I asked people just on the shit of it, should I give him this money? In a sense, I framed it like, man, so
$200?
No, hear it out. I was like, I just framed it as, if somebody owed you $80,000 in back child support, would you give them $20 if they needed it or whatever? And everybody was like, no. And I was like, well, shit, I did. So, simple shit. Because in a sense of it, proud of how far I came up to that point. I sent him a screenshot that, yeah, I got 1,400, but I ain't gonna give you that whole shit. It's not smart. It's not what's recommended. It don't, it's just period. You don't know, just like they say in that book, no man gives his last. But shit, if money is your last, you a lame motherfucker. Like I can talk to you, and if the money can't come from that, then that's where you can understand that you're a lame motherfucker because other people have made money from the words. That's what I realized from that book. And that wasn't instantly. It took years, at least 4 years, because I had to come back to the book just to hear it again and start doing some shit with it. The nigga was already dead when I came across it over 20 years. So who is it benefiting to come across the information and do something about it? Just like your choice when you was locked up. That's why I say, if you was locked up and they took away the books, your niggas was right. But you get out here in the world and act like it don't mean shit. And act like you ain't got choices. Don't realize what choices you have. Exactly. Because when I heard in The Richest Man of Babylon how he framed, if you don't have money right now, it's because either you don't know it or you failed to all that. I was like, nigga, you all right? So I transmuted all of this shit into something brand new with the other information and the other books that I came across previously, because that unfortunately and fortunately was what I had in my mental repertoire. You can't, it ain't about what you don't have, it's about what you do have. So I just recognize, I have aspiration of being in this and that, but man, like it might not be this and that. And what I don't even like the vernacular. Unfortunately, it's an inspirational speaker. But goddamn, like I don't give a fuck if you inspired or not. It ain't about that. You got your own aspirations, you got your own goals. I'm afraid of this certain shit, but you ain't gotta answer the answer because it's already in you. You already know the answer, so why I need to hear it just to keep going? Like I don't stall like that.
No bullshit.
So, like I say, in a certain sense, if I had 1 minute to live, I had 2 minutes of information to tell you to save your life and your kid's life. Would you want me to talk fast or slow?
Right.
Fast?
No, you said what now?
No,
if we had 2 minutes to explain.
No, if I had 1 minute to live, but I had 2 minutes of information to tell you to save your life, would you want me to talk fast or slow?
If you have 1 minute.
Okay, I'm gonna say it again. No. Let me
got 1 minute. No, listen.
Let me say it how I usually say it.
If you have 1 minute to live, if you have 1 minute to live,
I got you.
Okay,
But because literally, I promise you. Let me say it one more time. And this is how I usually say it. Period. And it was always what I expected. But just always testing and understanding. You gotta get your understanding. I don't speak to you for you. And once you be able to transmit everything you do for your nigga, it's amazing. But
what you're saying?
If I had 2 minutes of information to tell you to save your life and your kid's life, but I only had, if I had 4 minutes of information to tell you to save your life, but I had 2 minutes to live, would you want me to talk fast or slow? 4 minutes of information to tell you,
right,
but I only got 2 minutes to live. Would you want me to talk fast or slow? Because I only got 2 minutes, but I got 4 minutes of information to tell you. So if I just talk normal, you gonna miss 2 minutes of information and not even know it. Or if I was just talking fast,
I might miss everything.
No, but hear me. If I was just talking fast and I had 2 minutes to live, but I was talking at 2 times the speed and I was giving you 4 minutes of information, you may not realize it, but you just attained 4 minutes of information.
For sure.
So that is more valuable than 2 minutes of information.
Okay.
That's what you may have to program yourself to, that possibility.
Okay.
That's what I realized I did. That's what I tried to work on and just manifest it into the definition of what it is. Like, I'm just acquiring information. When you figure out a way to give to others without it feeling like you're taking from yourself, you'll gain more. So as soon as I started to give to others, nigga, I got more tips. I paid for Audible.
Oh yeah, because you got to remember, whether it's monetarily, spiritually, mentally, whatever it is you're giving to somebody, and it's good for their soul or good for their pocketbooks or good for whatever, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Yeah. I have a clothing line, man. One of my best friend, we have a clothing line called Rich to Richer, and I'm gonna show you the logo. The logo is off the chain. The logo is good. It's sick. He came up with the logo. I came up with the name. And Rich to Richer is, we're all rich in something, or in a whole bunch of things, but we're trying to get richer, whether it be spiritually, mentally, physically, monetarily, whatever it is. We're trying to get richer at it. So that's really what life is all about. You're trying to enrich in everything that's in your life, whatever it is. I don't give a fuck what it is.
It's every acquisition.
You're trying to enrich it, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. Period. You better do it. If not, you're a lost soul. So now when you can turn around and help other people enrich themselves in whatever it may be, that's a great thing. Always. Because you bringing some positivity.
Yep, to the possibility.
You feel me? So here's our logo. He made it into it. I had my jeweler make it into it. What you call it? There's our logo. That's a RTR. Rich to Richer.
Yeah. It's a good option.
Yeah, and that logo, white people could wear it, black people, kids, Mexicans, Asians, whoever could wear it.
You got to get me a chain,
You feel what I'm saying?
Shit, that's all that is. As soon as you're ready to actually do something, just let me know, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good brand.
Yeah, so, me and Rob, I've been knowing Rob since we went to junior high school together. We know each other.
And that's what the timelessness of information used, or the possibility of information when you come across it. It don't matter, because you gonna evolve from this information today, and tomorrow when you come across new information, you're even more. Mm-hmm. So you can't be less. If you less, then you, in a sense, you a hoe. How the fuck you less? You did all of that. I got to the point literally where I'm like years of listening to books and I'm still shit out of luck. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck are you doing?
It for, right?
You're like, I had to get out of jail. That's how I had to use the information. It's like, what else you gonna rely on? So you might as well go to a book about business and hear it, just like you heard everything else. And the thing about it, when it helps you get through the minutes, through the seconds, through the hours, through the days, that's why I was doing it. I was doing it while I was at work. I was making money.
So they doing everything. They're not only doing the sunglasses. They doing the phone accessories.
Yep, the gloves.
The glove. Are they doing the whole
They
thing?
They network with like over 150 companies.
With all that little cheap shit. and they hitting people in the head. Because I know, man, I already know. I know what it is. I get the game, and I ain't hating. I'm not gonna congratulate them. That should be cheap.
But you gotta create. That's it. You gotta create options because people gonna need them. That's what made me be like, dude, the options are like real estate. There was a book called The Millionaire Real Estate Investor that I heard. After that, a couple of months later, I heard a book called The E Myth Revisited. And when I heard that book, it really kind of laid a bunch of stuff out. And it was a feeling like, damn, I'm glad I came across this before I was able to make these mistakes. Because it's almost guaranteed you're gonna make these mistakes. You don't know what you don't know. So when you come across it, you're fortunate to come across it. You don't know when that's gonna happen. But you know you keep having to make choices every day. I wanted to get to this point where I can catch up to the making of choices and the feeling that I'm gonna make the right choices. So how else can you get there? I don't, that's what I would kept eluding me in certain ways. Especially, and I don't know, all this shit is unconscious. I acquired the answer unconsciously. I was asking people, would you rather have a millionaire or would you rather be a millionaire or have the best job of your life? So 5 seconds, what would you say?
A millionaire.
Already.
Because a job, the best job. That don't even sound right to me. I don't think I ever had a job.
Yeah, man.
I work for myself.
I was enthralled when I heard the people say that, and I was talking shit when I heard them say the adverse. And then I heard myself answer the question a couple months later, just to hear myself as I just talk shit. And the job of my life or in a sense, the best job of my life is what I was doing up to that time. Drive and Lyft and just ride around. With the passenger, I was making up to $85 an hour. So that was pretty cool, and it was a lot of experience. But the job of my life is to be a millionaire. Like I'm trying to get there. Period. Like I got shit to do. I got aspirations to see. So it guided a certain thing.
See that millionaire, that $1 million is about to catapult me to do whatever I want to do in life and did want to do in life, because I can do it with $1 million for sure. I can do it way less than that, but I'm just saying $1 million, yeah, that's gonna make me have the job of my life or whatever I want to do.
I just couldn't see the adverse of that,
Yeah.
So it's just certain ways you hear yourself reacting to other people, and sometimes
so most people said job of their life.
No, most people at first said millionaire, and then I started to hear a lot more say the job, and it was mainly not talk shit, but it was just mainly a lot of white people, and I was just like, nigga, why would you go? But the best part about all of that, it's up to your definition. It's up to your continuation. It's up to your interpretation.
And what you conceive of job of your life.
And you can have
what
the
you perceive
caveats
that to be. Yeah.
So the job of my life pays $1,000 million and never fires me. So that's a nice one.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, it can go
Especially
that way.
if you love working, and it's not bad to work. That's what I learned too. That's what the Richest Man job taught me.
It's not bad to work, but I'm one of them dudes. Okay, life is a pyramid. It's 24 hours in a day. That's what they say. 24 hours a day. Here's the pyramid. You got 3 sides. 8 hours work, 8 hours play, 8 hours sleep. And when you deny yourself of certain parts of it, if your life becomes unbalanced, and a person needs balance in his life. You understand what I'm saying? Period. I don't care if you do too much playing, it's going to be unbalanced. Too much sleeping, too much working, it's going to be unbalanced. Life has to have balance, and everything in life has to have balance. Period.
Man, I worked 1,000 hours damn near in 3 months.
Got to have balance, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're off balance.
Yeah.
You got to have balance, man. You got to have balance, because at the end of the day, it's about life and enjoying your life. See, money gonna come when the enjoyment comes with it. Last night we went out. I think I spent about 200 drinks and this, that, and other, buying bitches drinks, having fun, this, that, and other, and then go to the casino and get beat in the head for some thousands. Okay, cool, whatever. That's neither here nor there. But I'm having fun doing it because it's gonna come back. I love fun. I love to see smiles on people's faces. You understand what I'm saying? Period. And that's how I get down. I like to put smiles on people's faces, man.
To acquire that ability, especially when you want to, or you don't have it, or you need to develop it. It's like, where does that come from?
Right.
That's what we need to have a sense of, in a sense.
I like to put smiles on people's faces, give them good information so they can better themselves. Because at the same time, I'm better than myself, and I know I've been through the trenches in life with a whole bunch of things. I ain't never been no gangbanger. I ain't no motherfucking faggot.
Where you from?
I don't use drugs. I'm from LA.
Okay, yeah.
I've been out here 7 days today.
Shit.
So, coming from where I came from, man, having a decent education, being intellectual and intelligent, and still I'm a street dude and did all the street shit, pimp, sold dope, slap bitches, and shootouts and all kind of shit. You know what I mean? I done been through it all, but at the end of the day, I can sit back and say, I'm a solid dude, period. I'm super solid. Some people say I'm too solid.
What's been the best investment that you acquired for yourself? Like,
Doing
I guess.
comedy,
Okay.
for real. Doing comedy, dog. That's taking me places I never would have gone or been, or people I've met if I wasn't doing comedy. See, in life, you got to be able to embrace the journey. You have to embrace the journey to get anywhere. If you don't embrace the journey, something wrong. You can't be mad about nothing you go through in life, because that's what it is. That's what you're going through.
There's a book called Who Moved My Cheese.
You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, it kind of explains that. And there was a certain quote that came from some type of thing. Like, even, I guess, like if a rock is in the way, then the rock is the way. So it was just interesting how, you know, certain things you hear and it all can make sense. That's why I say it's all irrelevant until you really choose
it's all
keep
relevant.
pushing that shit.
It's all relevant, and you have to make it make sense in your life when you go through things, whether it's good or bad. It has to make sense. It got to make sense.
That's the fun part about it. Like, if you can make it make sense,
you can make it make sense, especially if you can make it make sense dollar sense.
Yeah, and that's why I've been.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's why I
especially
waited.
You can make it make sense dollar sense,
so I can protect my evolution and protect my intellectual property.
Right.
I'm not a comedian. I never was before, so I don't care about that type of shit to, you know, really do this in a sense of it, to do this to get this. I don't know what I really need to do, but I know I just keep needing to do what I've been doing in a certain sense, because it's just been guiding me to a certain like reflection of. And like I tell people, I haven't stopped crying, but I cry less, and that's been a better reflection.
Right.
You know, like, so. You know, you can spend your time recovering off of different shit.
Right.
And it's just crazy. Like, but it's just all good shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's just the bad shit that happened that you can take care of. It ain't, you know, it don't mean shit. You may have a new battery, a flat tire, like it's all money I got. And it's just been amazing.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm gonna definitely got to do something, but I just don't know. Well, I told, well, go ahead.
And that's how the game be, man. This a game of life. Nobody say life is gonna be easy. Nobody say it's gonna be hard. It's life, man. It's just life. Everybody, some people got their legs and their arms blew off, and you walk around here walking, talking, drinking, smoking, eating, fucking, doing all this other shit, and these people missing arms and legs, and you think your life is bad? Are you crazy? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Swallow what they swallowing every day.
That's what, and that's why I acquire what I acquire, because especially kind of as of recent, I kind of recognize in a certain aspect that it hasn't been what it could be. But bro, like, I'm, you know, in a sense, I'm doing it for a reason. It's like, you don't know the future, but in the future, you're going to have what it takes. That's what I realized. Everything that I have for, you know, I acquire what I needed. And overall, that's what I have. So use it. It don't matter what you don't have. Learn it, acquire it. You can easily figure that out. But, you know, you just get to make better choices by the information that you came across. I'm pretty sure you kind of experienced that.
Yeah.
So that's how I would just, bro, I just love that shit. I love the possibility of just talking to people about it and learning new things. Because the uniqueness that it comes and the rate that it comes, it don't come a lot, you know. But it doesn't arise like that. So to be able to talk to people and to be able to have the unique, in a sense, the unique rapport that I have a sense of in a certain feeling. Like,
excuse me, let me give me another shot.
You got it, bro.
Cool. Give me another right quick.
So, as it is daily, let me check this piece right here.
You funny. I'm gonna take some shit.
So, as it is daily, you know, when you push forward for your dreams and all that, you'll see some unique occurrences that'll have you feeling a whole lot better of your possibilities. So what I'm doing now is to extend my thanks. Thank you if you're up to this part looking at what I'm talking about. I appreciate you. This is Cousin Conversations with Shane Lee, also known as James Lee. And for the most part, we're going to see what's on my mind. You know, just to acquire and show and share. You know, you dropping a comment, any of your favorite authors. You know, I'm always looking for a new book, something interesting to get into. And we over at the barbershop, I'm going to pull through a little bit later and show y'all what it do. But Raw has been working a whole lot to get this thing up and running and get it to where it needs to be.
So we got a whole lot of expectation, got a lot of planning for the future. And we'll share it with y'all as the journey goes. But for the most part, man, I'm ready. So we'll see what this little convo has to finish up with. We'll keep on going. I was raised up from Texas. Y'all already heard that. So everything I'm doing now is kind of what I aspired to do and what I seen. So we'll see what it do.
Yeah, buddy.
But learning is regular, man. When you can make a subtle choice and the shit be dumb as fuck until it be everything, that's what we do it for. We don't do it for the times it ain't shit. We do it for the times we can win off of it.
Mm-hmm.
For the times we realize we win off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't know when that's gonna come up in the future.
Mm-hmm.
We just gotta make choices and just keep doing it and just keep feeling. And we ain't got no choice to that. You can't just keep feeling like a hoe. Yeah, that's like frowning all the time.
I was just telling Ross, I said, your boy funny.
I
said, you funny.
I've been, like I said, this all came naturally. It's all on a comedic type of way, but I've been developing it. I don't force nothing. It just all in a certain way that it comes out that they just be, you should do, oh my God. And they help me. They endorse it. And I'm just like, bro, like, you ain't doing something right. I don't know what it is, but you ain't doing something right. Because I know I can't go up there and create no shit. I just got to be. But, it's just something that you ain't being right. Something about it. So I'm working my ass off to figure it out. And I remember one time I was just like, hit a car, I was just like, solidify. And I was just like, in a sense, get this shit. Like, when you gonna really get the shit? Here it is, my last day of Brinks. I say, man, I need to know if I know this information. Because if I know this information, I need to know that I know it and do something with it. If I realize I don't know it, I need to know that I don't know it and do something about it. But overall, acquisition is not a fucking choice. You act like it's a choice. As soon as I realized that it wasn't and I stopped acting like, everything gave to me. That was the sentiment at the beginning of the conversation. In a sense, the answer to that. It ain't about inspiration. It's about what you choose to do with your life. Wow. Like, you see, in a sense, how you choose to do your bid. Whether you in there or out there, it's the same shit. AKA, you still got to die. That's it. You got more freedom out here. You got more choices out here, but you still got to make your choice. And some choices you don't get a choice in.
Do you go to comedy shows and shit?
Not yet.
You don't even go?
I've been so busy, and I haven't had the competency to get it all up there, but I have aspirations of being in there and doing all that.
Yeah, no, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Especially because, like, I naturally run into everything I want is going to come to me within 24 hours or 7 days. People like you, they keep coming across my path. I've just been collecting them up and just trying to do better with everything, and it hasn't been a lack of opportunity.
See, because
it's crazy.
Just being in the atmosphere, you have to be a student to the game. You feel what I'm saying? You got to be a student to the game. So you got to go hang out at them and go sometime and watch comedy shows and get the feel of it and see how it go and, this, that, and the third. You just, because
I already know I'm going to do that shit. Like, I just had matter of fact, I heard this book called, The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. And he talked about Martin Luther King's life. Mm-hmm. When I heard that back in 2012, and I'm good on that one. When I heard that in 2012, all I could do is cry. Mm-hmm. Like, the whole just sentiment of that time period. It was just a lot of fucking, just fucking emotions. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, bro, like, they gonna kill me if I act like this, if I think like this, if I say like this. And it's like, how do you proceed? That's why I haven't got on stage. Because I know these niggas gonna kill me if I don't fucking protect the beginning of my whole journey. Back in 2016, hearing books. It was Mario Puzo as an author. It was Omar Todd as the favorite book that it was.
Mario Puzo?
Mario Puzo that made the Godfather movies and all that stuff associated. Right. From hearing those, in my impressionable thoughts and in mind at the time, it told me, this is the way America works. It really, for me, it gave me a sense of how America runs. In a certain sense of, nigga, why you gonna get yourself involved in this shit and you ain't ready? So I stopped doing certain shit and I started doing certain shit. So I'm still getting ready to protect myself in the right way before I expose myself out to all of that shit. That's why I'm trying to protect my evolution and protect my intellectual property. Like, when I first said that, it wasn't where the fuck you get that from? And now that's what it is. So all of this is what it is. And that's what I kind of chose to, like, I have like a certain template that I want from you, but you can't give it to me because you don't know what it is. So it's a lot of copying out here in the sense of it. Mm-hmm. I know as soon as I give all of this, you're gonna be able to give me what I want, and I can learn. Also known as, in my opinion, I can learn from my information way more than you can learn from my information. I can gain from this conversation way more than you can gain from this conversation. What if that was a fact? And I stopped debating the facts and I started acquiring, and using the facts to save my life. So certain facts that came up in my life that my definition, I just went with like a motherfucker and just kept going and just, continued to test. With every exposure is a test. So you getting tested to see if you can walk straight, all that type shit. So you understand, like, it all just somehow goes together for me, and I've been consistent with it. It was 4 or 5 times, or about 2 or 3 times the first time when my pops, he kept telling me, you should record the conversation. And I just didn't get around to it. I had the recorders and all this different stuff, but I just didn't get it to it. He was like, but either way, sometimes you don't realize you have it, or you don't realize what it is. But then, in a sense, when he was like, did you get that? And I was like, yeah, I got it. And that was like another hour of information. I was like, bro, he was, in a sense, he said, thank you, Lord. So, there's certain aspects to it, but yeah.